I'm going to title my page. This is Pre-Algebra, and we are in Unit 2. And today is day 9. You guys only have 6 more class days in this term.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
6K?
After today, only 6 class days left. It goes so quick. And we're almost done with Unit 2 because we've just about covered everything. We just have one more thing to talk about today. Let's see, and today is Tuesday, June 10th. So I'm just going to put that up here. Okay. So, grab note. We went over one-step equations. We've done two-step equations. We've even done a few multi-step equations. I'm looking for a specific paper. Here it is. Okay. So this is from day 7. This was last Thursday. So I'm just going to peek back at this real quick. So the one-step equations, you just take one step, solve it. Your two-step, now you got 2 steps. You multi-step, you got more than 2 steps. And then yesterday, we talked about some of the special cases, such as an equation with distribution in it. So that would look something like this. Let's do 2x parentheses 3 minus 2. Okay. So I have an equation here, and I want to see what number can I use instead of x that will make this true. So yesterday we saw some stuff like this where you would have a term or a number outside of something in parentheses. Now, this is an interesting example because we could do it in a couple different ways. But if I wanted to start by using distribution, what does distribution mean? What am I doing really?
This?
Say it again.
And this?
Inverse, we are using inverse operations, yes. But what is distribution specifically? Not quite. Do you guys remember what distribution might be? Can anyone remind us? Or do you want me to tell you again?
Isn't that, is it getting a number to even up with another number?
That would be kind of equaling, like if they're equal to each other. I'm gonna just tell you. Let's have a reminder. Distribution, and let's write the word. Distribution. You guys say that. Repeat after me. Say distribution. Now you again. Distribution.
Distribution.
One more time. Distribution.
Distribution.
Yes. Distribution. This is kind of a fancy word for multiply.
Okay.
Distribution is where we're multiplying one term or a number, and I'm multiplying it times each term inside parentheses.
Right.
Does that sound familiar now? Yeah. So if I have 2x, and then besides that, in parentheses, it means
2 times that.
2x times 3. And 2x times 2.
Right.
So this is where we draw arrows. And we do these two little multiplication problems. So what would 2x times 3 be? 2x times 3.
6.
6. 6 what? 6x. This is another tricky part. We need to make sure if I am multiplying a number with a variable, that variable is going to stay there. 2x times 3. That means I'm taking 2x 3 times. That's going to be 6x.
2x times 3
Mm-hmm.
and 6. So you don't, okay. So you leave the x in the back, but you don't bring the 2 down.
We are multiplying the 2 times 3, and we're carrying that x down.
See, 2 did, and then you cross.
Yeah.
You gotta add those.
Yes. So I've done 2x times 3.
Oh, so you do bring the x.
What do I do next?
The same thing.
The same thing, meaning what am I multiplying?
You multiply 2 times.
Yes, 2x times 2. Now don't lose your minus.
Who's my minus?
So now I have 2x
Okay, I'll put it there.
times 2.
2 times 2. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's right.
You got it.
So we're gonna do the same thing. 2 times 2, but the count of 2 times 2, 4.
So what is 2x times 2?
4.
4x.
X.
4x. Good. So I'm going to bring down minus 4x. Huh? So I've done all my distribution.
Alright.
We see that?
So now
Now what do we do?
you know what those just became?
Huh?
What do you call variables? Not variables.
Variables. There are
Yeah,
variables.
they became variables.
Yes, we have variables here.
They equal variables because they're both 6x and 4x.
You're thinking of like terms,
Like
aren't
terms,
you?
yeah,
Yes,
like
these
that.
are like terms. These are like terms. That's
Yeah.
perfect. So before we combine these, what should I do with the rest?
Bring it down.
Bring it down. Equals 20. Good.
Okay.
So now I have 6x minus 4x equals 20. Now, I want to go back to what you said, Diane. You said these are like terms.
Yeah.
So what do you do with those?
Minus,
Subtract.
6 minus.
Yes, we're subtracting 6x minus 4x. What would that give us?
2x.
2x. So I can cross that off. I combined my like terms, and I bring down equals 20. And now you're going to divide. Good. Divide by 2 on both sides. Okay, so let's see. What would happen at this step? My 2's would cancel. I bring down my x. Equals. Good. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Beautiful. X equals 10. Okay. So there we go. We did one. Nice.
I got a quick question.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So the video yesterday we watched.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure I'm looking like this. Because in the video.
Yes, that's another way to do it. So can I copy that problem? It was 5, 2, and So we're going to do another one next.
Like you said, you'll be out there.
Yes, this is an easier step. Was it equal to 25? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna look at another example here. So I'll just call that number 1. This will be 2. And I want to show you another way that we can solve an equation like this. So I'm actually going to write this problem 2 times, just so that we can see the 2 different methods. The same equation, I just wrote it twice. So let's start by using the distribution method. We'll solve for n here, and then we're going to go through a slightly quicker way to do it. So in 5 times the quantity of 2n minus 3 equals 25, how would I begin this problem with distribution?
5 times 2.
5 times 2n.
Yeah.
So now this next step where I'm writing out the problem I'm doing, you don't have to rewrite it. But if it helps you, then go ahead and do it. So 5 times 2n, and bring down the minus, and then what other multiplication is happening? Yes, we've got the 5 times 3. So I just kind of rewrote it. So let's go to that first multiplication problem we wrote. 5 times 2n. What's that give us?
10.
10
N.
n. Good. 10 n. So I'm done with that. Minus.
5 times 3, which is 15.
Perfect. 5 times 3, which is 15.
Equals 25.
Equals 25. Good. Good. Okay. So now we have a whole new equation, a whole new problem. 10n minus 15 equals 25. And I heard a few of you saying this earlier, talking about, now we're to the part of the problem where we use our inverse operations. We're doing the opposite. What should I do first? Add 15 to both sides. Good. So plus 15 plus 15.
All right. A positive and a negative.
Yeah, so now we have minus 15 plus 15. Is that what you're talking about, the positive and negative?
Yeah. They don't go like that.
What's going to happen to my 15s?
They'll cancel them out.
They're going to cancel. So don't worry about them being different signs. We just cross those off. Now we can look at 25 plus 15.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How did you get plus 15 from the plus 15?
So we got plus 15 because my problem said 10n minus 15 equals 25. So we wanted to get rid of minus 15. So to get rid of minus 15, we did the opposite.
Right.
Plus 15. So I did that to both sides.
That's where that come in at.
Yes. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do it to the other.
That's where this come in at.
Yes, the inverse. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so, and does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, good. So what do I do next?
Add.
Add. So 5 plus 5 is
10.
10. I'll put that 0, carry my 1. 2 plus 2 is 4. 40. Okay, now what do I bring down?
10 in.
10n equals
10 in.
Yes. So now, just like I said, we are going to divide.
Yeah.
10 times n, the opposite of times is divide. So we will divide 10 on both sides. And what happens here? My tens will cancel, leaving me with what? N all by itself equals 4. 40 divided by 10, that gives us 4. Good. So, this method that we just used was the distribution method. We took 5 times 2n at the beginning and 5 times 3 at the beginning because we have multiplication. Now, I do want to show you one more method for solving these that is a little bit quicker. But if you prefer the first method, that is okay too. So this next method is something that if you see this and you're like, I don't want to learn this way, you don't have to. If you can do it the first way, do it the first way. But the second way, I'll tell you, if it makes sense to you, it will save you time in the future. So I am going to use a different color. Okay. And let's just look at the problem first. I have 5 times 2n minus 3 equals 25. So what we did in the first method is we multiplied the 5 times 2n times 3. But we can remember that whenever we're solving an equation, we're just using inverse operations where the opposite of multiplication is division. The opposite of addition is subtraction. So I'm just going to draw that to remind me. And this first part is multiplication, right? 5 times what's in the parentheses. What's the opposite of multiplication? Dividing. What if instead of starting with the what's it called? Distribution and the multiplication, what if we just divide everything by 5? I'm going to divide this side by 5. Where else would I do it? The other side on the 25, I'll divide by 5. Wow. So what would cancel on this side? Your 5s. My 5s. And since my 5s canceled, I can just bring that down. What's in the parentheses, can't I? Mm-hmm. So now I have 2n minus 3 equals 5. Because 25 divided by 5 is 5.
Come on with it.
Right? So now isn't that, you like that better?
Going through a record.
Good. If that feels easier, do it that way.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so now I have 2n. You see it? Okay. Yes. So what do I do at this step?
You add 3.
Add 3. Okay?
3.
To both sides.
And then,
Look at y'all.
Did you?
Yeah.
Then we put the 3 over under the 5, add it.
Yes.
And then we cancel out the 2 3s.
Yes.
Then we got oh my goodness, that's a 7, 8. So we bring down the 8, but we go back over and we bring down the 2n equal.
Yes.
Then we bring down the 2n. Now what would we get ready to do?
You tell me, what are we doing?
We're doing it again.
What are we doing?
We get ready to divide the 2
yes.
into the 8.
Yes.
2 divided by 8 is what?
4.
4.
It's 4.
It's n equal 4.
And look, we got the same answer. Both ways work. Isn't that nice? Thank you for reminding me that we can do it that way. Yeah, because I totally forgot. Yes.
I did a lot of these.
Good, good.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. I knew that 2 was going to go up under that.
I was thinking, oh, they did like this.
Right, this is a much easier way, faster, a little faster.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, so it doesn't matter which way you do it, you will get the right answer. But if you prefer the second way, do it. If you prefer the first way, do it that way. Either way is just fine. Okay, so if we wanted to label this kind of in our notes, we could say that this is, let's see, This is like the distribute method, and this would be like the divide method. So I'll label that. Two ways of doing it. Something for that. I have a new problem, and I'm gonna be honest, I think this one might end up giving us a decimal as our answer, but decimals exist, that's okay. So I want you guys to solve this one on your own. You can use either method, whichever one you prefer. And I kind of walk around and check the papers, see if we got this, or see if we need to kind of go over it some more, because we can absolutely talk about it more today. But if we all got it, I don't want to spend the whole class period on it. So I'm going to pause this and let you guys try that one. I'll come around. All right. Number 3. Did everyone in here get 12.5? Everybody? I love it. Okay, so really quickly, I'm just going to run through it so that we have it here. What would my first step be?
Okay, which one you want?
Number 3.
Divide.
Divide. Good. This 3 on the outside means 3 times whatever's there. To get rid of it, we use division. Divide by 3. I gotta quit reaching for this purple marker. Because every time I use it, I can't see it.
Oh, the purple.
Yes, it's too light. Okay, so divide by 3. Divide by 3. All right, and what happens next? My 3's cancel. Good. Bring down my 2n plus 2. Then what? Perfect. 81 divided by 3 is 27. Okay. And then what do we do next? Subtract 2. So minus 2 on both sides. My 2's cancel. Perfect. Bring your 2n down equals 27 minus 2 is 25. And our last step? Divide 2. Good. Good. And our 2's cancel. And we do get n equals 12.5. Amazing. You guys are too good. All right. So now number 4. Pretty much the same thing, yeah. What's our first step for number 4? Yes, divide by that 2 on both sides. And those 2's will cancel. Good. Good. Bring down 4n minus 1. equals good, 20. 40 divided by 2, that gives us the 20. And I'll do this one a little bit more slowly because I know not everybody got a chance to try this on their own.
-1
Uh-huh.
turns into a positive, a plus.
Yes, we want to get rid of -1, so we do the opposite. We do +1 on both sides. Okay, then yes, that -1 and +1 will cancel. And then that's 21. Good. Equals, we bring down the 4 in. Okay. And last step is to divide. Yes. Divide by 4.
And bring it over.
Mm-hmm. 4 is cancel.
Yes, and bring down.
In. Yes. 5.25?
Yeah.
Good job, guys. That is so good. 5.25. Look at that. I love it. Okay, so it looks to me like you guys get this. I think y'all really got this. So I'll leave this up for just a second while a few of us are still writing. And then I want to show you your practice quiz for Unit 2.
Oh, I know.
I want to show it to you, and you tell me, be honest, you tell me if you think you could do it.
The practice quiz.
Mm-hmm. Because if y'all think that we know how to do everything on this practice quiz, I mean, just knock it out. So, does anyone still need to see this note page? Can I move it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me just show you the practice quiz. And before we start filling things out, stop me if you're like, ooh, we need to practice that one more. Okay. So, here's what Unit 2 quiz looks like. The first 4 questions are for one-step equations. Okay? Here's what that looks like. 15 plus n equals 4. 3 times n equals -27. N divided by 4 equals 2. N minus 15 equals 3. Do any of those look too hard? You think you can do those? Okay, so the next step would be a 2-step equation, which the next part of the quiz would be that. There's 4 2-step equation problems. Okay, so number 5, I have 4 plus times n equals 22. 6, -3 plus 5 times n equals 77. Number 7, 4 plus n divided by 4 equals 12. And number 8, n divided by 3 minus 4 equals 6. Now, the only thing that's tricky about these is remembering that we get rid of addition and subtraction first, and then multiplication and division. Do these look like anything we might want to go over more? Maybe a little bit. We can go over these a little. We can do that. Okay, so this is the first page of the practice quiz. That's it. Yes, and we will go over these. Now, this is what we would see on the back page. Just 4 more, and that's it. Multi-step equations. This is a lot like what we did on Thursday, where we would get rid of addition and subtraction on both sides, and then you would just divide it by 3. And that would be it. Number 10, this is one where we have to get rid of the fraction first. Divide by 2 times 2 on both sides. It's like the opposite of the distribution. Okay? 11, we just did this. Just like that. And 12 is another one like 10. That would be your whole quiz. That's it. That's the whole thing. And then you have 2 bonus questions, which We'll go over these. These are tricky. Now, I'm assuming it's the multi-step and the two-step that have us the most nervous. Am I correct in thinking that? Okay. So, let me ask you guys, do you feel like maybe we could go through this practice quiz today? Look at it, like do some serious extra practice, kind of like we did with the first practice quiz. So if we want more problems, I'm happy to give you lots of extra time and we can just go through it, make sure we feel good. You guys open to it? We're ahead of schedule. So
to work it out first and then go.
we would do it together, but if you guys would find it helpful, I'm happy to let you have some time to try to work them out on your own first and then go through them together so that you can kind of have a chance to, see if you yourself can do it. You think that might be an okay idea? Here's what I'm gonna do.
I think so.
Think so? All right, I'm gonna pause this. So we have our Unit 2 practice quiz. And before we start, I always recommend every time we get to this question.
Okay. I know our finals are coming up, and everything that I have in this folder,
Yes.
all the quizzes and everything, is going to be on all of this stuff.
Yes. Hang on, let me pause this because I'm gonna tell you something off camera. Okay, so back to the practice quiz. The one thing that I always recommend writing on your practice quiz, just in case you forget, is those inverse operations. Just so that you have it here when you take your quiz. The opposite of plus is minus.
Excuse me.
Opposite of multiply by. And then I also wrote it in this order because when we get to the two-step equations, this is the order that we will solve in. First, we want to get rid of addition and subtraction, then multiplication and division. So, not that you have to know that word, but it'll get said. Okay, so if anyone's copying that, I'll send it on so you can see what I wrote. Just a little guide to help us. Inverse operations. So, other things to remember. Now, you'll notice on this practice quiz, the variable is n every single time. And that n just stands for number. I used n because in previous pre-algebra classes, especially whenever we're introducing letters for the first time, using x can be really confusing because it looks like the multiplication symbol. So we're going to stick with n when it comes to quizzes for now.
And the n represent the multiplication.
No, it's the n is the variable. I was saying we decided not to do x because x looks like multiplication. N is going to mean the number we don't know. Okay, so numbers 1 through 4 are all one-step equations. So in each one of these, you're going to either multiply, divide, add, or subtract to get n by itself. So let's look at number 1. 15 plus n equals 4. Subtract. What do I subtract?
15.
The 15. So we would do minus 15 on both sides. Yes, cancel the 15s. Bring down the n. Huh? So 4 minus 15.
-11. I got -11.
Negative 11. Good. Good. Now, I won't recommend you try to do these in your head because it is so easy to think you know the answer and then accidentally use your calculators, guys. We got to get good at using our calculators, especially when we get into higher maths. So, n equals negative 11. Are we all okay with that?
Yes.
Awesome. Number 2, 3 times n equals negative 27. Divide on both sides by 3. Cancel the 3's. Good. Drop the n down. Yes. N equals negative 9. We have negative 27 divided by positive 3. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. Yes. And again, if you type it in your calculator right, it will give you the right answer. Negative 27 divided by 3, you will get negative 9. Okay, so n equals negative 9. That's number 2. You ready for 3? Okay, number 3, n divided by 4 equals 2. What do I do? Times 4 on both sides. Cancel the 4's. Good. Drop the n. Equals 8. Perfect. 2 times 4 is 8. Perfect. Okay, just one more here in this section. Number 4, n minus 15 equals 3. What do I do? Plus 15. Good. Cancel the 15.
Yep.
Bring down my n equals 18. Good. Is your answer. Okay, so those are all the one-step equations that you'll have on this quiz. Your quiz is going to look nearly identical to this, almost exactly the same, just different numbers. I think I even kept the negatives in the same spots.
Will we be able to use this for?
Yes, this is like your notes. So if you write it on a piece of paper, you can use it. Okay. Can we move on to the next section, or would anyone still like to see this?
The next thing.
Okay. Next section, we have two-step equations. Now these two-step equations I put them in a section so we don't mix anything up. These are all going to be done addition and subtraction first, then multiplication and division, because we're doing the opposite.
Yeah.
So if you want to write a little note out to the side again, if you think that'll help you, do it. So we could say first, get rid, or however you want to write it, get rid of addition and subtraction. Addition and division. So it helps to write little notes. This is the place to do it. So with that little side note, see some of us are still writing that. I'll wait a minute. So let's look at number 5. I have 4 plus 2n equals 22. What should I do first? Minus 4. Good. On both sides. We want to get rid of that positive 4. So we're subtracting it. What happens next? Cancel the 4s. Drop down this 2n equals. What was it?
I guess 18.
18. Perfect. 18. 2n equals 18.
Yep, now you dividing.
Now you're dividing. Good. So 2 will divide by 2 on both sides. Cancel the 2. Equals 9. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. That's number 5. We got n equals 9. Y'all got that? Look at number 6 then. Number 6, what should I do first?
Add 3.
Add 3. Get rid of that minus 3.
Yep.
And 3's will cancel. Bring down 5n. Perfect. Now I have 77 plus 3 is 80. Now we have 5n equals 80. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Yeah, divide by 5 on both sides.
5 cancel.
Mm-hmm. 80 divided by 5, 16. Okay, so n equals 16. Anybody need more time on that one? We got it? We ready for 7? Okay, what do I do on 7 first? Subtract. So this is tricky because, and you know what, I'm gonna say this is my fault. On like the second day I introduced these to you, I printed out that worksheet with all the 2-step equations on it, and I should have just not given it to you because it went a step further than I meant to give you that day, and it kind of mixed everything up. And that's on me. I should have been like, I don't know. Anyway, whenever we are in this section here, there is an n divided by 4. This is a fraction, but this is not like on the back side where we have, for example, number 10. You see how on number 10, the whole other side of the equation is a fraction?
So, yeah.
That is one where we would multiply first. But number 7, it's just n being divided by 4. So that plus 4 off to the side, it's not stuck in a fraction. We can still do that first. We can do addition and subtraction first, like we've been doing. So nothing's going to change. It's just now we're going to do, instead of dividing at the end, we're going to end up multiplying. Yeah.
So 4 by 4, 4 times 4.
So let's start first with, we do have, both of them are 4. So am I getting rid of the divided by 4 first or the plus 4 first?
The plus 4.
The plus 4, how do I get rid of that? Subtract minus 4, both sides. Those will cancel. Now I bring down that n. And if it helps you to write it differently as you bring it down, you could do n divided by 4 equals.
Come on now.
Yeah, 12 minus 4 is 8.
Yes.
Because this is the same thing as that. And I think sometimes it just looks a little better because we're a little more used to seeing it that way.
Yeah.
So you're back.
Now you're dividing 4.
So now you're back.
So I have n divided by 4 equals 8. So I'm still trying to get n by itself. Times 4. We want to get rid of this divided by 4.
Yes.
So you go
Yes, we do the opposite. Good. times 4 on both sides.
Gotcha. Cancel. Cancel.
Cancel.
Bring it in down.
N equals
32.
32. Good. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And last one on the first page, number 8.
That was a little easier.
Yeah, this one's not as tricky looking. I think it makes it tricky when that addition is like first, because there's not a sign in front of the 4. It makes it tricky. So number 8, I have n divided by 3 minus 4 equals 6. What would I do first?
Add 4 both sides.
Add 4. Both sides. And 4 cancel.
Yeah.
5 by 3 comes down, equals 10. Okay. Now, before I move on, did everybody see what we did, turning the fraction into that n divided by 3? You don't have to do it this way, but if you like it better, you can. Okay, just wanted to make sure I didn't throw anybody off. Okay. Next, what would I do next? Times 3. Because I want to get rid of divided by 3. Both sides. Yes. Both sides. And then what?
You cancel.
My 3's cancel.
You bring it in down.
Bring your n down.
Yeah.
Equals 30. Good. Okay, that's the whole first page. Here we go. Good. So I'll leave that up for a second, make sure everybody's got it written down, and I'm going to just let it marinate for a minute. And as you're writing, copying this down, looking at the problems, if there's anything that you're not sure about, or it's not kind of sitting right, or you got questions, let me know. I want to help. When you're ready to go to the next page, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, so to the back side. Now you have 4 questions left, and they are multi-step equations. So this is where we might have to add and subtract more than once at the beginning, especially for number 9. So let's see. Number 9, I have 5 plus 3 times n minus 4 equals 16. What step could we take first? Subtract 5. Yep, we could absolutely start with minus 5. So let's do that. Minus 5. Ooh, now I went ahead and did it. I should have waited. Where else am I subtracting 5? Oh, say it again. The 16. Don't subtract it on that minus 4. Remember that this equal sign separates the sides of the problem. Okay, so those 5's will cancel. And what happens next? Bring my 3n minus 4 down. Yes. Well, 16 minus 5 is 11. Good. Okay, so my first step was we subtracted 5 from both sides.
Yeah.
Now I got a whole new problem. 4. The 4, what am I going to do with that 4? Add it. Good. Add 4. Cross the 4's out, they cancel.
14. 3 and 3 equals
3.
14, 15.
Always double check. 3n equals 15.
Yep,
And now you're right. We did 5.
3 to both sides.
3 on both sides. Good.
I did the opposite, but I still got n equals.
You do +4 first? Perfect. Yeah, you can do that in either order. You can either do the -5 first, or you could have done the +4 first. So n equals 5. Perfect. All right. So that is number 9. And that's perfect. Now, as we go to number 10, it does get a little bit trickier, but not by too much. So on number 10, I've got 3n plus 1, and all of that is divided by 2 equals 8. What will I have to do first here?
Times.
Times what?
2.
Yes! Yes! Makes me so happy. Okay, let me get my different color. We gotta get rid of this. The 2. So we're gonna multiply times 2 on both sides. Now what happens when I multiply by 2? Yep, 8 times 2 is 16.
2 and 2 cancels out.
Yes.
It comes straight to
3 plus 1 comes
Yeah.
down.
Bring it down. 3n plus 1 equals 16. And now we don't have a fraction. We can solve it like normal.
Yeah.
So
-1.
-1. Good. Good. I'm gonna try to like change colors at the steps. That might show it a little. So like now here's the next step. -1.
1 cancel.
My 1's cancel.
3 come down.
3n comes down.
and
Equals 15. Whoopsie, we're gonna get the same answer.
3
on both sides.
And we divide by 3 again.
Yep.
To get n equals 5. Good. Okay.
equals 3 divided by 369. 5.
Yes. Perfect. N equals 5.
Yeah.
We ready for 11?
Yes.
Okay. 11. We got 2 options for 11 of how we could start this problem.
Put that 8 under that 5 in that parenthesis. Yes. Put that 8 under there and draw a line.
Yeah. So what operation are you doing?
We're gonna put 8 in. We're gonna cross out the 8. We're gonna divide.
Yes, we're dividing. We can divide by 8 on both sides.
Yes.
Cross out those 8s.
Yep. That's a lot of numbers.
5 and 1.
1.
Oh yeah, 120 divided by 8 now. That's gonna have to be a calculator.
15.
Yep. Oh, wait. Yeah,
What?
it is 15.
5 minus 5 equals 15. Here we go again. We're gonna take the plus 5 and we're gonna take the same thing. We're gonna move plus 5 over to under 15.
Good.
We're gonna cancel out our 5.
Yeah.
We're gonna add, 15 and 5 is what, 20?
Yes.
And then we're gonna bring down the 5 in
Good.
equals. Then we're gonna divide 5 into 20.
Girl, you're on fire.
Okay.
Divide by 5. I love it.
Yep, we're getting. We got how many times? 4 times?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and that's n equals 5. 4.
4.
4, right.
Yes. N equals 4.
Oh, ladies,
All right.
they're cooking with gas.
All right. Love it. So that is number 11.
Because you're a good teacher.
Oh, well,
Like you want to come to school? I was impressed yesterday. I think I got it.
You sure was.
I was looking at this man and I kept looking at this man. I didn't do it on purpose, but I kept looking at him. And then they had the lights all on. I'm like,
Oh,
Yeah,
I know, I gotta keep it low in
Yeah,
here.
he did. It was,
why did the police know?
definitely graphic as it was.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
he's sweet as he can be.
Yeah.
He's just all totally, I'm telling you.
My man.
When I walked in there, she said, "I hope she's here today."
Wow.
Went home and got in the bed. I did. I knew you got sick. I went home and got in bed yesterday.
Are we ready for 12?
Yes.
All right, last one, other than the bonus. So, what should I do first? That 4. Good. And I think the trickiest thing on these last problems is not mixing up when you're multiplying and dividing. Since there's a couple different ones like that. Cancel your 4s.
Yep. Drop that 5 in minus 3.
Yes, drop that 5 in minus 3.
And
Equal.
minus 3 equals 12.
Good.
Again, now the 3, you add 3,
Yes.
the plus 9, and you add it over here as well under the 12.
Yeah.
Cancel out both of the 3s. You want to add 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to go back and bring down the 5 in. You're going to divide.
Sure.
5 and 5.
Yeah. 15, 5.
5 into 15, 5, 10, 15, 24 equals n equals 4.
Check that one again.
15
divided by
5, 10, 15.
5.
That's 3, yeah.
Good. N equals
5,
3.
15. I add another finger.
N equals 3. All right, guys, that's it. That is exactly what your quiz is going to be like. So if that didn't feel too bad, then you are in great shape for this quiz.
Now I'm keep looking over these and looking.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask something else next week. I forgot we got another week. No, I don't think going to go.
I don't know. We're going to figure it out together.
No.
Okay.
Going to be a last minute.
Now, if you are interested in trying to earn some bonus points on this quiz, I am going to show you how to do these bonus questions. So, because these are kind of something I haven't taught you before, I'm going to work these out on a separate piece of paper.
Okay.
That way we have some space to kind of write directions or something. So, let's see. I'll probably just staple this to the back of my page, and I'll let you guys use the stapler if you want to attach anything to this practice quiz. So I'm just going to write bonus questions. Bonus questions. Okay, and the first bonus question is 5n minus 6 equals -4 plus 6n. This is a little different.
Yes, they're like
Plus 5.
So we got to talk about what we need to do.
I like the way you said that we're going to talk about what we need to do.
We got to talk about it because we are trying to solve an equation, meaning our goal. I'm going to rewrite that goal. Our goal is always to get our variable by itself. So like n equals a number. If my equal sign is here in the middle and I have n on both sides of the equal sign, it doesn't matter what I do, no matter what, I'm never gonna have n equals a number unless I change this. I can't have n's on both sides.
No.
So
Unless we add.
we need to combine our like terms. That's what we learned about like terms, you guys, because we have equations like this. So I have 5n and I have 6n.
Yeah.
Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. We are combining like terms, but since this is an equation, we're still doing it in the opposite way. So, to get rid of an n on one side and bring it to the other, ooh, I know, we're going to have to cancel it out.
Yep.
And then move it. So here's how this works. I want to bring all my n's, let's say we want them all over here.
Okay.
To get rid of a positive 5n, I'm going to subtract 5n. Okay? So we're not thinking of this as multiplication yet. We're thinking of it as I have 5 n's over here.
But you said something. You said to get rid of
positive 5n, we need to subtract 5n.
How do we know that's a positive 5n?
Because there's no negative sign.
Oh, okay. You told me that before.
Yes. If there's no sign, it's positive.
Gotcha.
That's a great question though, because
somebody I kept getting confused about that, right? Because the sign wasn't there.
Right. And it's easy to forget that. So if I subtract 5n from this side, what do I need to do on the other side?
The same thing.
The same thing. Now, here's where we got to be careful and only subtract it from like terms.
Yeah, which is 6n.
I can't do it under the -4. I have to do it under my 6n. So minus 5n.
Awesome.
You see that? It's going to work. And then I'm going to draw a line.
Cancel
the 5n's. So now I will have my n's on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to go from left to right very kind of carefully and bring everything down. What do I need to bring down on this side? -6. My equal sign. And what about over here?
The -4.
-4.
That's the answer.
Yeah, so what is our answer going to be here?
I'm going to do one, but
1n or just n. Yes. So 6 minus 5 is 1. So you could say plus 1n, but 1n is just n. So it makes a little more sense to bring down that plus n. Okay. And then you just have one more step.
-6
So I have n on the right side of my problem. So does it make more sense here to add 6 or to add 4?
Add 4.
Why does that make more sense to add 4 to both sides?
Because it's a lesser number.
It's a lesser number, but also, say it again. We want n by itself.
Okay.
And here's n.
Okay.
Here's my equal sign. If I bring 6 over to this side, does that help n get more by itself? No, it makes it way worse. We want to get rid of anything over here with n. So let's get rid of -4. How do we do that? Add 4.
I see why you want to get in by itself.
Yeah, because then we're going to have n equals a number.
Yep.
And then we know what n is. Isn't it crazy? It all comes full circle.
Wow.
Okay, what do I do here?
If 4's cancel.
4's cancel.
-1.
Bring down the n. The equals -6 plus 4 is -2.
Wow.
We did it.
Yeah, that's not too bad either.
It's not terrible. It's not the worst thing in the world.
This one was backwards.
Yeah,
That's
this
it.
one
I
is a
was
little
gonna-
backwards.
Yep.
It is a little backwards. Which,
That's why he kept trying to
Can be
get it by
tricky.
itself, because it needed to be by
so
itself.
our goal can either be n equals a number,
Wow.
or you can also have a number equals n. Both of them work. Sometimes it helps to seriously draw the line through your equal sign and circle your variable. It really can help. Okay, so that was the first bonus question. Now the second one, I really threw some stuff in there on you.
You sure did.
I did, but I think you can do it. Okay, I think we can.
I
So,
just did that one step, I didn't do nothing else.
well, if you did that one step, then you're in good shape. Let's see. I had 24 plus 6 in
Oh, wow.
equals, I know it, it's kind of mean. Negative 3, parentheses, 2 minus 7 in. Hey, it's bonus for a reason. It's not easy.
So, they are voting for a reason.
Okay. There's so much going on here.
What
There's
going
so
on?
much going on. So, before we even start trying to solve this, let's think about some of the things that we could do.
You would do your order of operations first on that one.
Yeah, so we're thinking about the order of operations. We do have something in parentheses here.
The 7 in.
We have, that 2 minus 7 in.
Yes.
So, I can't combine like terms yet. No.
Because you gotta get what's in the
Yes, we're getting
parentheses.
the parentheses.
Yes. So we have a few options. We could. What?
The 3, up under the 2 and the 7.
Divide it.
They back the 3, yes.
You could do that. We got 2 options for this. We
Okay.
can start with a distribution, or we can divide everything.
Yeah.
Divide
Yep.
everything. Everything. So let's try the divide method first.
Okay.
I will divide everything by not just 3, negative 3. Okay? And if I divide everything by negative 3 on this side,
Same
I'm
thing.
going to divide not just 24, not just 6 in, we're dividing all of it by negative 3. Now, this is where it can be a little bit tricky because we haven't done a problem where we've divided 2 things at once. But really all that's happening here is you're going to do 24 divided by negative 3 and 6 in divided by negative 3. It's going to give you 2 new values. But let's start on the other side. So what's going on here?
So you want to do this left to right?
Yeah, let's start here first. What's happening here? Cancel my negative 3s. And we can go ahead and bring this down.
The 2 in.
Now careful, what does it say in your Yes, good.
2 minus
2 minus 7 in equals. Now, we have 2 different division problems here. So if it helps to write them out to the side, do it. I'm gonna do 24 divided by negative 3. Also doing 6 in divided by negative 3. So what's 24 divided by negative 3? Negative 8. Negative 8. So I'm going to cross off my 24. Negative 8. Perfect. Now, what do I do next?
Same thing.
Same thing with my 6 in.
Yeah, that's 3, minus 2.
Yeah, so I'm going to get negative 2 in. So
You don't put a -8 plus 2 in?
You can do plus -2 in because it was a -3 that we divided. So it changed our signs to negatives, right? So you can either do, I'll write it down here. You can either do -8 plus -2 in, but I would recommend, remember this just means -8 and the -2 in. I would get rid of the and sign. -8
Okay.
minus 2 in.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Because +6 divided by -3 is -2 in. +24 divided by -3 is -8. And
And we'll look at it again.
we have a new problem.
So you do.
What do we need to do?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of options here. Really, you could do, there's 4 different things you could do here, and all 4 answers are correct. You want me to tell you all your options? You could add 8 to both sides. You could add 2 in to both sides. You could subtract 2. You could add 7 in. You can do any of those things, and they will all work. Believe it or not, every single one of those would work as long as you're doing it correctly and putting ends with ends and numbers with numbers. That's where we got to be careful. So, sometimes I think it's a good idea to just go ahead and get your ends on the same side, get your variables together. Be okay with that? So we have 2 options if we're just looking at ends. I could add 2 in to both sides, or I could add 7 in to both sides. I could add 2 in to both sides, or I could add 7 in.
So what do you mean by adding? Put 2 in?
Because we have -2 in,
Yeah.
we could do +2 in to cancel it out and move all the ends over here. Or I could, instead of -7 in, I could do +7 in, cancel it, +7 in over here. Bring all the ends over this side. I know which option I would do. What do you guys think you would do?
You would think it would be easy to put it over there?
Over where? This side?
Yeah. I'll do the 2 first. That would be me.
+2. You guys are all thinking +2? Okay. Believe it or not, I was thinking +7. Because here's where my brain is working. I'm thinking if I do +2 with -7, I'm going to end up with -5 in, -5 in. And at the end, I'm going to have to divide by a negative number, which I guess, it really doesn't matter. You're going to either end up with +5 over here or -5 over here. You'll still get the same answer. Either way works. Yeah, but you all suggested the 2. Do we still want to do the 2?
Let's do 7.
Yeah.
We can show both ways even. Okay, let me show you the 7, and then I can show you the 2. So I'm going to add 7 in.
Okay.
On both sides.
Plug it in. Okay. 7 in.
And then what would happen to -7 in plus 7 in?
Cancel.
They would cancel.
Yes.
Good.
And it just be the end.
And now I want to start bringing stuff down. I have 2 equals. Now I have -2 plus 7. +5 in.
And then bring it down.
And then bring down that -8 minus 8. Okay. And the reason I wanted to bring my ends over here is because I just like it better when n comes first, too. I think you guys might agree with that.
Oh, yeah. I think that was right.
That way we don't have to be working backwards, you know? Okay, so now we've already done 1, 2 steps, but we still got 2 more to go.
Let's work on the 8.
The 8? Yes. Okay, so what am I doing with that 8?
Add 8 to both sides.
Add 8 to both sides. plus
Yes.
8
What?
plus 8.
Cancel 8. So
Okay, we'll cancel those 8s.
equals 10, 5, 10.
Good. 5 to n equals 10.
Then we get the back.
Yes. And we divide.
So once we divide, find that 10. Get it on equal time. So here's the divide. We capital find out. Yep. So what n equals 5, 2.
N equals 2.
Wow.
Yes. Okay.
You weren't gonna be satisfied till you get that end on it up.
That's right.
I'm thinking my head up, she gonna be surprised till you get that end on it.
Now, do keep in mind there are so many different ways that you could have solved this. Maybe you would have done the distribution first instead of dividing. That would have changed everything, but you would have still got the same answer if you did it right. There are so many paths you can take to get the right answer, as long as you're always doing the opposite and as long as your like terms stay with your like terms. And that's all there really is to it.
Yep.
So, those are your bonus questions. And what I am gonna do before you go is I'm gonna post a link on Google Classroom that you guys will be able to see. And it's gonna be, I don't know if you guys have ever used this before, IXL.
Mhm.
You ever used IXL? I'll write that. IXL is what it's called. I'm gonna post a link, and this will be optional, just if you want more practice. That will have lots of equations like this that you can solve if you want more practice. And you'll be able to see that on Google Classroom. So.
Say go IXL.com or something.
I'm gonna post a link on the classroom page. And let's see, I'll just show it to you before we go. But anyway, your practice quiz is going to be what today's exit ticket would have been. So you can just hold on to that, and you'll turn that in when you take your quiz.
Okay.
And I'm going to post this link for you. But I mean, that's really going to be it today, guys. We're just like super ahead of schedule, which is nice.
I'm so glad.
I know.
I'm so glad.
So I'm going to end this, and that is it.